Hi, all of you. Good afternoon to you all, and I welcome to my last class today in grammar learning. We have seen so many topics in grammar, and we have it's like a journey for us, and it's a different one for us in this lockdown. We haven't met each other, and though we had a connection and we have developed our communication and interaction with each other, and yeah, let me speak about this in a brief during the last 10 minutes. Before that, I would like to confirm if the audio is good and the display is fine to you all. If you have any issues, please let me know in the command line. I could see people are coming in. Good afternoon to you everyone, and yeah, good to go, right? Yeah. So yeah, Pallavi, Ganesh, Kumuda, Amresh. Yeah, I could see so many of them coming in. Next, all of you had lunch? Yes, hope you all had a great lunch this weekend, and we are here to enjoy this weekend. Uh, Saturday, Sunday always feels like a bliss to us all because Monday to Friday, it's like a routine 5 days to every one of us out there, and we are keep waiting for this weekend to enjoy and to watch television, to listen to music, to dance, to do anything that we like. But why should we wait for Saturday and Sunday? Why should we always put so much efforts and pressure on the weekdays? So it shouldn't be the weekdays. It shouldn't be the classes that determines or uh, that chooses your happiness, right? You have to be happy the way you are, right? So whatever brings you happy, choose that particular path. So whenever you have a certain point in life as to make decision which path you must go, either this or that, whichever brings you happy, whichever makes you smile, and don't ever think about your like yeah, it is important to think about family, but then it is you that is important to work through it. Just because your family is putting a pressure on ambition, you should go this line, you can't do that. But if even if you take that, maybe you will stuck in the middle, like, because if you're not interested, otherwise it's fine if all of the people around you are willing you to go or wanting you to go in some particular job or take higher studies or want you to go abroad, and even if you are also interested in that, that's fine, that looks good. But then analyze, sit back and relax, which is really giving you happiness. Of course, many of us are failing in this particular line. We are going with the flow of life, and then we are missing what we are really interested in. So this is the right time for you guys to choose which is in which you're so good at. Okay, you like, have you ever thought, like, so many subjects are there in your college semesters, and why do we need to learn all those subjects to get one degree? Because from that you will get to understand in which you are really interested in, so that after 4 years you can decide to go in that particular path. Yeah, either it may be civil, mech. So take for example civil, you have so many of these scopes right now. You can opt for interior designing. Even for one tile of design and one wall of design, people are getting so much paid. And though the automobile lines is reduced, can you ever have you ever heard people living without cars in the world? No. Though the scope may be reduced now due to the pandemic times, but then the market will be up one day or the other. So don't ever feel that having taken this group or I don't have scope and all that. It's fine, it's completely fine. Go through it and then analyze in which field you're really good at. So you might have heard this story of the man lost in the desert, right? So he had a very critical options in this to take decision. He was lost in the desert. He don't even have a drop of water to drink, and he wants water to quench his thirst right now. What he can do in the desert? No water, no people anywhere. Like he was walking, 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 and then no, he couldn't find anything. And then he found a hut a very in a very long distance. Even though it looked like a mirage or a hallucination, he has traveled through towards the desert hut that he was seeing, and then he reached the hut finally. He was very happy at last because thank God, at least he found at a hut where he could find something he wants, water, right? He went into the hut and then he found it was very old, and then it was left away like so many years back. There were so many dust across the desert, and he found a hand pump there, and then he felt very happy because he was exhausted for 2 days, and water he brought is also over, and what he'll do, he was about to die, right? He went near the hand pump and he started working on that hand pump. He started pushing that, but the water did not come. He kept on working the hand pump, but no, no drop of water has come out of that. And then he was completely frustrated at that particular point because finally he came to the thought, yes, I'm going to die without water today. Nobody here to help me out. Yes. So at this point, we in life also take a decision like we'll try, and then we'll give up at certain point of time. But then we have never reached after that, right? We have never tried even going one step ahead of that. So he decided to take one step ahead of that. Let's try once. And the water did not come. But then he saw a bottle kept at one corner of the hut. He ran towards it and then took the bottle, and then he was about to drink. But then he saw a paper attached to that bottle. It was written that please use this water to fill the hand pump and then make it work. Fill it back once it's done. Okay, so this is where the critical point in life where we don't know whether water will come or not, right? Either to drink this bottle of water or use this and get more water. He didn't leave his faith. He kept all his faith in one bottle of water, and then he poured in. He could get ample amount of water from the hand pump after making it work. Now he was so happy finally. He didn't even give up, and then he went just one step ahead of that particular breaking point. Okay, we all had a breaking point in life, and then at that point we leave everything and then we go back. Yes, so keep trying. It doesn't matter whether you fail or not, at least trying is better than failing or not trying at all. Yeah, he got his water, he got his water bottles filled for the rest of the journey, and then he also wrote in that particular paper, trust me, it works. He ended this. He happily ended this. Yeah. So, so far, I hope you have enjoyed all those grammar topics. We have just seen, recalled so many of the nostalgic topics because we have seen those while we were a child. Parts of speech, tenses, articles, verbs, active voice, passive voice, direct and indirect speech. Today we are going to complete this by tagging questions. Have you ever heard of this tagging questions? People used to ask questions and in doubt they used to say, he'll come with us, won't he? Okay, can you please help me, will you? We see people ask questions like this. Though it's not a question, they say a statement and then they end up a statement by asking a tag question kind of question. Yeah, but then we usually have this like during the function. You want your friend also to come with you. Okay, your close friend's function, wedding. You want your friend also to join you. You're telling that come with us, won't you? Okay, because you wanted them to come. You wanted them to enjoy with you. Okay, you have that positive kind of mindset with you. But we used to ask in our native language, won't you come with me? Yeah. So this is how we finish the taglines. We wanted them to come, that's a positiveness. But then we end up the question with a negative kind of question, thinking that they would come. Yeah. Please give me some water. Will you? Okay. That's a polite way of asking questions, right? So that's what we are going to look in today. Please have a look at these examples. These are just the examples that you can have a look at. These are the ways where we ask questions, a tag question. So this is called tag question. There are two students sitting carelessly in the last row. Aren't there? I had hardly any money in my hand, had I. Why? Why hardly is considered as a negative word? Hardly, scarcely. So these kind of negative words are there. That doesn't mean there is no money. Very little amount of money he had. Okay. I had hardly left some money in my hand. Okay. It doesn't mean no money. It means very less amount of money. Means that it's kind of negative. It's a semi-negative one, right? So you could say this first sentence, Rahim is intelligent, isn't he? Yeah. And go with the last 16th sentence. Money goes nowhere nowadays, does it? Okay. So you could see the tag questions. There are different tag questions. There are no patterns in this. Okay. For one sentence it is isn't he? For one sentence it is haven't they? For one it is can she? Will he? For one it is negative. For one it is positive. How will I identify this? How will I learn to fill these tag questions at the end of the sentence? We are going to learn this today. Okay? And we'll get a clue from the sentence itself. Okay? So, take for example the 12th one. She has curly hair. And what's the auxiliary verb here? Has. So, you must end the sentence with hasn't she. You're going to take the answers from the question itself. Okay? Just that you have to look in and peep through all the auxiliary verbs out there in the sentence. Okay, good. Hope you had an overall idea of what we are going to see today. And this is the easiest one if we understand what is the actual technique behind this. Okay, yeah. So these are the procedures. Like there are not so many complicated tasks in doing this. It's just a three-step procedure. Now you can have a look at the first example, sings. We used to tell the verb as is, adding yes or es to the verb. We used to use that for a present one, right? Sings. She sings well. She dances well. Okay? And she writes well. We used to add that yes to the verb in order to make that simple present, right? But what does that really mean? If we remove yes from the verb, what does that really mean? Sings means that does plus sing. If you bifurcate the auxiliary and the verb within sings, you can get two words, which is does plus sing. And in the same way, when you just say sing, you can just divide that into do plus sing. But when it is sang, it is past tense, right? So the past tense auxiliary verb is did. Just simple. Do, past is for did, do is for present, does is also for present. But do and does, there is a difference. Do is for plural, does is for singular, right? Have you got this overall idea of dividing the auxiliary and the verb. Okay. Then have a look at the second one, the second procedure. If the statement is negative, add nt to the auxiliary verb. Okay, like I told you, she'll come with us, won't she? She'll come with us to the party, won't she? We used to talk like this, right? To the people who we want them to come, we want them to attend the party, and we finish the question asking like this. Okay, shall not can be modified to shan't. Okay, just adding nt to the auxiliary verb whenever you want to ask a negative tag. Okay, so the last one is we are looking into the personal pronoun. Okay, just as look at the sentence 6. There are two students sitting carelessly in the last row, but when you look at the sentence fifth one, he won't be a drunkard, will he? We go always we used to end the tags by the pronouns given in the sentence. Either it may be I, we, he, she, they. Okay. Otherwise, today is Saturday. The day, how will you call this today? It, isn't it? Today is Saturday, isn't it? Okay. But then when it comes to the case question number 6, there are two students, aren't there. You can just, if you don't have any personal pronoun there, you just can take the first word out there. Okay, that is the third procedure here. And all we have to do is, you just have to pick the relevant auxiliary verb and then give the same personal pronoun there. They, she, he. That's it. Only these two words or the tag questions, and that will be your answer. Okay. So here I have an exercise for you wherein you have to tell me that a division of this verb. Okay, suppose in like I did for sings, does plus sing, do plus sing, sang, did plus sing. So I just want you to split this verbs as well given here. Okay, could you please split accompanies? How will you split that into auxiliary verb and the verb? So how can I divide or split the word accompanies? Yes, guys, I'm waiting for your answers. Maybe I can get it delayed due to the time delays that we have in the comment box. Yes. Could you please let me know how can we split these verbs given here, accompanies? How will you split this and how will you split accompany, accompanied? Do you want me to give or try one example? No issues. Just have a look at this. This is how I want you to answer. Accompanies can be split into does plus accompany. Accompany, do plus accompany because um, she accompanies me, they accompany me. Okay, there is a difference when we add a singular or a plural form of auxiliary form. Accompanied, since it's a past, I just split it into did plus accompany. So could you please do the similar way for belongs, belong and belonged? I'm waiting for your answers. Good, Tejashwini. Thank you for your answers. Similarly, I want you to answer belongs, belong and belonged. Yes, good, Sanjay. Good, good. Belongs, does plus belong. Belong, do plus belong. And belonged, yes, that's good. You're right. Good, Manudeep. Yeah. And the last one, did plus no. Did plus belonged, you can't say. Please note, the verb after this will never change. Okay? Yeah, just merging does and belong to get belongs. Okay? You're merging did plus belong to get belonged. Okay? It's the other way around. You cannot tell did plus belonged. That's wrong. You are adding did plus belong to get belonged. Okay? Similarly, can you answer or can you try the last one, which is the other way around? Okay? So does plus bend, what will I get? Do plus bend, what will I get? Did plus bend. Yes, good Sahana Puja Gauda. Good, good try. Yep. As I said, don't add did plus belonged. That's wrong. Okay? So did plus belong only gives you belonged. Got it? Next. Good, Sanjay. It bends. Bends is correct. Yeah. Next. Do plus bend. What will I get? Yes, bends is correct. Do plus bend, bend itself, right? That's a question. So that's a plural form as well. Do plus bend, bend itself. So can you try for the last one, which is did plus bend, that is past form of bend. Did plus bend. Mhm. Did plus bend. Okay, I'll give you the clue so that you can find. Okay, what you what you say to others when you send a message? She sends the message, they send the message, and what is the past tense for send? Did plus send. The similar way for did plus bend. Will you say it as sended? I sended message to you. No, right? I have sended message to you. Is that right? No. So how will you say if you have already sent the message to someone? Good. I have sent the message to you. So similarly, past form of bend, that is did plus bend, will give you bent. Good. Good. Yeah. Okay. So here is the next one for your try. There are so many verbs that we can have a look at, like irregular verbs, first form of verb, second form of verb, third form of verb. But we don't use those verbs commonly. Like there are very few we use commonly. If you are used to that and practice that well, and if you're very good in past analyzing the past form, present form, and the future form, you don't need to memorize this at all. Okay. Next. Good, good. Next one. Does plus shine. I'll give you the answer for do plus shine because that doesn't make sense here. That's the same. Do plus shine is always the same. Shine. And what will be the other side? Does plus shine and did plus shine. Shines is correct, yeah. And what would be the past form of this shine? That is did plus shine. Star shines. Stars shine. Okay. When you say it as in a past form, you tell it as shown. Okay. So did plus shine will be shown for you. Shown is the past form of the verb shine. Okay. So this is similar to drive. Drive, drives, drove. I drove the car yesterday. Okay. I drove the car yesterday. You will not say I drive the car. Got it? So there are certain words which have the similar patterns with each other. Got it? Okay. We will never say I drove the car. You'll say I drove the car. Got it? So it's that kind of pattern here. So shine, shown. Good. Next, cost is easy, I think. Done. Does plus cost is cost added with yes. Do plus cost is cost itself. And did plus cost, again, we have never told it costed so much for me. Okay, it cost high. That is a simple form. Okay, for cost, the present and the past form is the same. We don't usually add ed to that, right? That's the form. Next, cost, cost, cost. There is no past form for this. It's the same. We never use this costed. Okay, good. You're right, Sanjay, but one thing to listen. Does plus lead is leads. That's correct. Do plus lead is lead. Again, that's correct. So the manager leads the team. The management lead the team. Okay. So they have led the team yesterday. Led. It's just led. Okay. Not leadered. We never say leadered. This is similar to what to say. Yeah. There is no word called leader. It is did plus lead. Lead is led. Led the team. Okay. They led the team. She leads the team. She had led the team yesterday. You can say these words. Okay. Good. I hope you got the difference of how to split this first auxiliary and verb. So that's the first procedure here. I have told you that sings, sang, sing. Why? Because if we are able to identify the auxiliary verb hidden in this particular verb, our half of the tag question is over. Okay, because this is this is the one we are going to take. Okay, doesn't she, didn't she, don't she. Okay, if we identify what is the auxiliary form hidden in this particular word, our half of the answer is completed. Okay, going forward we'll take the same pronoun which is given in the question, so it's over, right? Okay, so next, where to ask a positive kind of question and where to ask negative kind of question, so that will be we are going to see next. So here as you see, I'll display it bit larger. Yeah. So always remember, when it's a positive statement, ask negative tag question. When it's a negative statement, you have to ask positive tag question. It's the other way around. Okay. So just remember the chemistry here. So yeah, opposite poles. Yeah, we used to see so many physics and chemistry here. And here why we use positive statement with the negative tag? Because as I told you, we have the positive mindset where we are wanting our friend to attend with us the party, right? But then we ask, you are coming, aren't you? Aren't you coming to the party? We'll ask this kind of question to our friends, right? So this is the one mindset of framing this negative tag questions. So whenever you get the positive statement, remember that to always add a negative tag. There is no change. This is the actual format of adding questions. Okay. We have finished. Haven't we? So take the auxiliary and then add nt and then put the same personal pronoun as the subject here. Okay. Could you see any complicated process here? No, not at all. You are just going to take the auxiliary verb, making it negative and putting this pronoun again with a question mark. Okay, tag must have a question mark. You do like coffee, don't you? Easy, right? Do is auxiliary verb here. Since it's a positive statement, I'm adding nt to that to make it negative. Don't. And what is the pronoun here? You. So, don't you will be my answer. Next, even when you ask, you like coffee, this is where we have to use the previous techniques applied here. Okay, when it is simply shine, that means it is do plus shine. When it is simply like, that means it is do plus like. You like coffee, don't you? She likes coffee. Let me take Saraswati here. Saraswati likes tea, doesn't she? Okay, I don't want to place Saraswati again because I know the pronoun for Saraswati is she. Okay, so let me make it this way. Pramod. Pramod likes pizza. Pizza. Pramod likes pizza. Doesn't he is my question tag. Doesn't he? Because likes. I told you likes means does plus like as we have seen here. Shines means does plus shine. Okay. So once we split it, we can identify the hidden one because not always the auxiliary verbs are given in the question. Sometimes it's hidden. So we can take the hidden one while making question tags. Okay. So next, they will help. If the auxiliary verb is will, when we make it negative, it is will plus not. Okay. Will not they? No. I told you this will plus not is nothing but won't. Won't they? Okay. I can come. Can't I? I'm making it as negative and then adding the pronoun. We must go. Mustn't we? He should try harder. Shouldn't he? Now, easy, is it? Because if it is a positive, it is as easy. No other steps, only adding nt to the auxiliary verbs. If at all it is hidden, we know how to split this and then we'll write an answer, right? Okay. Hope you had an idea of how to make a negative tag. And moving forward, we will learn how to make a positive tag if the statement is negative. Take a look at here in this slide. It is not raining. When the statement itself is negative, you have to add a positive tag because that makes sense to the structure. It is not raining, isn't it? No. No person will ask such questions. We have never seen that, have we? Okay. We are just doubting ourselves as to make sure whether the question we ask is correct or not. Whether it is yes or no. In that doubt, we are making a question. So in this particular case, we should add positive tags to a statement which is already negative. You do not like coffee, do you? Okay. So as I told, it's the other way around. If you remember the one integral rule of this particular tag questions, positive it should be negative, negative it should be positive. Okay. They will not help. Will they? They won't report us? Will they? I can never do it right, can I? I'm not going to win, am I? Yeah. So he shouldn't drive. Should he? You won't be late, will you? Have you noticed this? You're just going to remove all the negative words in the statement and just rewrite the auxiliary verbs with pronouns in the tags. That's it. Okay. So as I said, we will not always get not and never in the question to make us easier to frame the questions. Okay. But then you may also get these sort of words which we may not be aware sometimes that gives negative meaning to the sentence. As I told, seldom barking dogs seldom bite. You have heard this proverb, right? So that means barking dogs never bite. Okay, got it? So these are the words which give you negative meaning as well. In that case also you should add only positive tag. Okay, meaning that it gives you a negative, so you have to add positive tag. Seldom, few, little. All these means very little, very meager amount of money. Okay, hardly, scarcely, rarely also means negative. So take a note of these words, wherein if you see these words, make a positive tag. That's it. No changes in the actual form of making tag. Okay. Yeah. Here we can see the example of where you get these words: never, rarely, hardly, barely, scarcely. And you can see all our positive tags here. He never came again. Came, how will you split it? Did plus come because it's a past verb. She can rarely. Auxiliary verb is given to you openly, so it's can she. You hardly ever came late. Again, came. Came, you can split into did plus come. So it's did you. I barely know you. No. No, knows, knew. Okay. If you get new, you can tell did, but it is no. So it is do plus no, right? You would scarcely expect would you? That's it. Got it? So you have now got the idea of how to make positive tags and the negative tags according to the question. Accordingly, if they are positive or negative, we can now make the tags. Okay. So before moving forward to the exercise, actual exercise, I'll take you through the one exceptional case which is imperative sentences. Do you remember what are imperative sentences? It's a request, it's an order, it's a command made to you. Please close the door. Shut your mouth. Yeah. So these are the either the work given to you, request made to you, please take your chair. Okay. So these we call it as imperative sentence. What will you add a question? How will you add a question tag if your sentences are imperative? Have a look at these sentences. Open the door. Will you? Don't speak more. Will you? Again. And have a look at this last two sentences. Let us sing. That's wrong. Let us sing. Will she? Okay. Let me go home. Shall I? Okay. So the maximum for the imperative sentences we use will you as the tag because that's the request that you're going to make. Please help me. Will you? Please give me some money. Please lend me some money. Will you? Okay. So that's a polite way of asking your friend, will you give me some money? Instead of that, please give me money. Will you? Ending up with a question tag. Okay. Open the door. You're asking your mother to open the door in the room. Okay. Open the door. Will you? That's a polite way of addressing someone to get help done. Got it? And now, have a look at these frequencies and how words impact on your daily way communication. When you say, take a seat, won't you? It's a polite invitation. You are going in the bus, you're traveling in the bus, and you are asking some old old men or old women standing nearby you, and you're asking them to take a seat. Take a seat, won't you? Okay? It's a polite invitation of them, and you also had a mindset of wanting them to sit nearby you. Okay? Take a seat, won't you? It's a polite invitation. Help me, can you also can say, will you also can say. Help me, can you? But then when you ask help me, can't you? It's just uh, forcing someone to help you. Okay? Please fill this for me, won't you? Okay. If it is a higher authority, yes, they can forcibly make you do that work. But then if you ask for help to someone, you always listen to make it that as a positive invitation, right? Okay, so make sure that you make a positive tag always when it's a request. That looks more polite and more quite friendly when comparing to this contu. Okay, close the door. Would you do it now? Will you? Don't forget. Will you? That is already negative, so this is easy for you. So this is what I wanted to tell you. Whenever you make a question tag to the imperative sentences, maximum you try to make it positive because that looks more polite. Okay, now it's your turn to answer and to try different question tags for the questions given here. So try these around. Sridhar wrote a play. First of all, identify the auxiliary verb and then just put it with a pronoun. For Sridhar, you can just take it a pronoun as he, right? So half of the answer I have given you. So how will you split wrote and how will you form the question tag here? Whether it should be a positive or a negative. Take your time because it's the first question. You have 10 questions here. So let's move on one by one. Let me see who is answering for the first question. Sridhar wrote a play is a statement and you are supposed to add a question tag to this statement. So with all the rules and procedures that we have seen previously, kindly make a note of all those and then frame a question this. Help me out answering this. Please answer. Will you? Or do you need help from me to just fill the first one? Okay. So let me take step by step. Wrote is the past form of the verb write. How will you split that wrote? Did plus write. Okay. So the first answer would be didn't he. Why did I make a negative tag? Because the question, the statement is a positive statement for me. Okay. Sridhar wrote a play, didn't he? Yes, good Harshita, thank you. That's the answer. Didn't he? And you don't need to type all these sentences, you just type a question tag alone. Okay, good. Just in order to save time. Thank you, Harshita, you're right. Sridhar wrote a play, didn't he? Is a correct answer. Moving on to the next one. That's easy. He can do this work. Can is auxiliary verb here and it is given to you in the question itself. So just try the second one. He can do this work. Can't he is correct. First answer, didn't he? Second answer, can't he. That's correct. Moving on to the next one. I shall write to him. Yes, good. Pramod, Nihal, Tejashwini, Aniruddha, Harshita. Can't he is correct. Moving on to the third one. I shall write to him. You just add a question tag, that's enough. Okay. I shall write to him. Shall plus not, you can tell us shan't. Yes, H-A-N apostrophe T. Shall not, you can pronounce as shan't. S-H-A-N apostrophe T. I shall write to him. Shan't I? You're making a positive tag to the positive question already. I told you it's opposite of each other. If the statement is positive, you should add a negative tag to it. Okay. I shall not write to him. Your answer is right. I shall not write to him. When the question is I shall not write to him, you can say the answer as shall I. When the question is I shall write to him, shan't I is the answer. Okay. Shan't I. Next comes the imperative sentence on your question number 4. Shut the door. How will you ask a question for imperative sentence? Good, good. Shan't I is correct. And please identify the pronoun correctly because the pronoun here is I. That's why it is shan't I. Moving on to the fourth one. Shut the door. What is a polite way of asking question for shut the door? Yes. Will you? Will you is correct. As Prashant told, will you is the correct form of asking a polite way of shut the door request. Okay, good. I have hardly any money in my hand. Note the word hardly, it is giving you a negative meaning on the sentence. Okay, so look at that carefully. I have hardly any money in my hand. If at all you had a very confusion of identifying the sentence as positive or negative, you just make your question to yourself. Take if it is hardly, scarcely, or meager, few, little, add not there. Okay. Take that hardly, you yourself add not there. N-O-T. Okay. Now I have not any money in my hand. Haven't I? The question is framed, right? So in this way you can just, for your reference, you can just add not and then you can convert a question tag. But here it means negative only. Okay, so you are supposed to add a positive tag to this. So how will I get or frame a positive tag to the question number 5? Haven't I is wrong. For example, I told you, but then here hardly gives you the negative meaning. So what did I tell? If your question is negative, you should make a positive tag, right? So how can you make a positive tag to this question number 5? Have I? That's it. Okay. Thanks for trying, all of you. Have I will be the answer. Okay, since it is negative, you just add the positive tag. That's it. Next comes imperative again. Speak carefully. Speak carefully. Okay, have I is correct. We have completed 5 questions. Moving on to the sixth one. Speak carefully. Speak carefully. It's an imperative sentence. It's an order. Okay. So how will you politely form a question tag to this imperative sentence? Similar to that of question number 4, shut the door. Okay. You can make a polite invitation of will you. Will you speak carefully? Okay. Speak carefully. Will you? That's how you can end a sentence by forming a question tag. Moving on to the seventh one, someone answered isn't he because the boy is male. The pronoun is converted to he. Thanks for trying, Tejashwini, but speak carefully, can you is also right, will you is also right. Yeah, both are positive tags, no worries. There is a crying boy, that's a positive statement, and auxiliary verb is yes, isn't is correct. But I told you if there is no pronoun at all, whatever words are there, you just make it as a personal pronoun subject. Okay. So here I have there as a word, there as a subject. So I can take the same word, isn't there? Because you are talking about the place, not the boy. There is a crying boy. You are talking about the location and not the person. Okay. So you can frame a question in this way, which is isn't there? Isn't there? Okay. Got it? Good, good. Thank you for answering, guys. You guys have been so amazing today. Let's move on to the question number 8. The wounded man cannot walk. The wounded man cannot walk. Here you are speaking about the person. Okay, so you can take the pronoun as he. Next. Question number 8. Question number 8. The wounded man cannot walk. I don't see the answer. Can he? Can he is right. Okay. The wounded man, what is the relevant pronoun for the man? He. Okay. And cannot is a negative statement. And you can make a positive tag with a can. Can he is the correct answer. Got it? Now, moving on to the ninth question. They are laughing. They are laughing. Yes, Tejashwini, Punit, Madhusudan, Aniruddha, it's correct. Good, good. They are laughing. You have one pronoun here and you have auxiliary verb also here. Okay. Aren't they? That's correct. Yes, Manudip, you're right. They are laughing. A negative tag, how can I add? Aren't they? And question number 10. He seldom smiles. Please identify the auxiliary verb and also identify positive tag because the statement is negative. He rarely smiles. Okay, it means that he rarely smiles or he don't smile at all. Let me see who is answering correctly for the question number 10. He seldom smiles. For question number 9, aren't they is correct or they is not correct. Okay, he seldom smiles. So how can I frame the question tag for question number 10? He seldom smiles. Okay, for your information, I told you hardly, scarcely, seldom are the words which give negative meaning, literally negative meaning to the sentence. Okay, so if the sentence is negative, if the sentence is made negative by these words, you are supposed to add a positive tag to the question. Okay, so now tell me the answer. Harshita, you're nearing the answer, but your answer is has to be changed to the positive. Okay, Harshita's answer is right, but then she has to just change that to positive tag. Okay, does he is the correct answer here. Does he? For this, we have seen an exercise before. We have tried a few verb splitting exercise before previously. Smiles. How you will split this? Does plus smile. So while framing the question tag, you can consider does as the auxiliary verb. Okay, sometimes the auxiliary verbs are hidden. Sometimes it's open to you in the statement. Got it? Okay. So now that you have an idea of how to frame the tags, so these are the answers that you can check. Please have a check at this. As I told, question number 5 and 10, that is made, the statement is made negative by these words, which is hardly and seldom. So we frame a positive tag to it. Okay. Yes, guys. So we'll move on to the next one. We'll just finish up with this then. Okay. Next, yes, I have brought you certain questions as the warm-up exercise of to recall the previous topics, previous important topics alone, not all the topics, just three important topics. We will just discuss how to answer those questions. Those are the uh, patterns or questions asked in the previous competitive examinations. Okay, so that you can have a try and you can have an idea of how the questions will appear in the exams, and then you can try. Okay, I think just 10 to 12 questions we have from the previous topics. We'll just try it. Okay, moving forward after completing this. Okay, good. So now let me see. She recited few poems. Recited is a verb here. How will you split that into did plus recite? Okay, so now tell me the answer. Now give me the question tag. Hasn't she? From where do you get this hasn't? Okay, Madhusudan, look this sentence carefully first. Always take the auxiliary verb only from the main verb given there. Okay, she recited few poems. Recited is the main verb for you. Okay, so how will you split this recited? That's why we have seen from the very first slide, we have been seeing this splitting. Okay, accompanied, it means did plus accompany. Whenever you have this ed to the verb, you just split that into did plus verb. Okay, so coming again to the question number 11. She recited few poems. Did plus recite. That means it did plus recite because it's a past form of the verb. Okay, it's a past tense. So how will you frame the question here? Good. Didn't she is the answer. Okay, didn't she? Because it's a positive statement. So I'm going to give you the negative tag. Didn't she is the correct answer. First, when you see the question, you just identify what is the auxiliary verb given here and identify whether the sentence is positive or negative. Okay, only 2 steps you can get the answer. Okay, now, yes, Manudeep and Puneet, yes, you're right. Thank you. Next, someone knocks at the door. Now, it's easy for you, right? If the verb contains yes, then means does is hidden there. Whenever it is, yeah, this is easy way, right? Whenever you have yes added to the verb, you just take, split it as does. But when you see d added to the verb, it means it is did. As simple as that. Okay. Someone knocks at the door. Someone knocks at the door. This is bit complicated one, but try answering it. Someone knocks at the door. Try to answer, I'll help you with the explanation. Someone knocks at the door. Does they? Okay. Bharat, yeah. Bharat Aniruddha, yes, your answer is right. But then you have to just modify the singular plural of the noun. Now tell me they do homework or they does homework. Tell me which is correct. They does their homework, they do their homework. Which is correct? Can you please tell me? They does their homework, they do their homework. Which is correct? Okay. Does is something which you give only for singular nouns. Okay. She does homework, he does homework. That is correct. But when it comes to plural, you do, yeah, yes, correct. Yes, Bharat, it's correct. Now, they do their homework is correct. But we can never say does they. Does they literally goes wrong. Okay, because does is used for singular, they is a plural noun. We can't mingle that. Now, coming to the answer. Someone knocks at the door. Don't they? And you can have the look at this answer. Don't they? Yes, that's correct. Yes, Pramod, thanks for trying. Do they is correct, but since the statement is positive, we just making it negative tag. Okay, just wanted you to get clarified on this question. You can ask, knocks is split to does plus knock. Why we are not using does? I can answer. I can explain here. Someone is someone. You don't know that someone is male or female. Got it? That's the first confusion for me. Okay, if at all you had she knocks at the door, your answer is correct. Doesn't she is correct. Okay, he knocks at the door. Doesn't he is correct. But someone is standing at the door. I don't know that is male or female. When you're telling that as someone, you should generally call it as they. What is the verb for they? Do. We can't use does. Okay, so that's the explanation here I can give you. Okay, don't they will be the answer, Aniruddha. Thank you. Thanks all for trying the answers. Okay, so this is one such exceptions where you are not sure of the pronoun, and in that case you are just going away from the rule. That is the one exception. Okay, got it? Good. Okay, then let's move on to the 13th one. Be happy. It's a request, it's a command given to you. Okay, so be happy will be ended with a question tag. Will you? Yeah, will you be happy? That's how we ask, right? Be happy. So let's move on to the question number 14. I am late. Yes, will you is the correct answer. I am late. I am late. So how will you tell this question tag for I am late? You very well know that the pronoun here is I. So the tag should end with I. But you should add a negative tag because it's a positive statement. I am late is a positive statement. There is no negative words here like not, never, scarcely, hardly and all. Okay. Now moving on to the auxiliary. Okay. Am. So how will you find an auxiliary for am? Ain't I? You can tell ain't I or I'm not coming. Okay. So you can just tell frame a sentence as aren't I or ain't I is also correct. Okay. Aren't I or ain't I is also correct. AIN apostrophe T or aren't I is also correct. Good, good. I'll make it simple. I am late. Normally what you will do, you will add a negative word. Am plus not I. Am plus not ain't. Okay, ain't I. That's correct. Am I is a positive tag and you can't add a positive tag to the positive question. Got it? So remember that always. Okay, good. Next, last two questions left. Number 15th. He has supreme mental power. He has supreme mental power. Ain't I is correct as Karthik, Madhusudan, Aniruddha, Tejashwini, Harshita. Thank you guys. Next, he has supreme mental power. Of course, you have the auxiliary verb open here. So just add a negative word and then turn it as a tag. Okay. Hasn't he? Absolutely. That's correct answer. He has supreme mental power. Hasn't he is the right answer. Next, you must write the reply. You must write the reply. You must write the reply. And in this case, guys, you have main verb as well as auxiliary verb, right? Don't worry about the main verb here. Only if you do not have the auxiliary verb in the question, in such cases, you can take it and split it up. But then if you have must here, don't go after that, okay? Just take a must alone. Mustn't you? Must not, I'm turning that as mustn't. Mustn't you? Okay, have you seen this example before? Look at this one. We must go, mustn't we? Yeah, we must go to the party, mustn't we? Look at this table, you'll get to know. So if you have both the auxiliary and the main verb, must go. In such case, which we should prefer? Always the first preference should be open auxiliary verb given in the statement. And then comes finding the auxiliary verb within the main verb. Okay. Now, and now let me answer. Okay. The 16th question. You must write the reply. Didn't you, shouldn't you is wrong because you have the auxiliary verb here. Of course, it's given to you in the question. So in such case, don't worry about finding the other one. Okay. Yes, mustn't you is correct. MUSN apostrophe T. It is MUST, I think. So look at this spelling here. We mustn't tell her. Okay, MUSTN apostrophe T. Okay, that's correct. Good, 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 all of you. Yes, guys, we have successfully completed this topic. Just few more minutes away from finishing all of this. And I just wanted you to recall those because I understand how hard it is to read one topic in a day or to learn one topic in a day. That's difficult. Only by practice one can master in it. Okay, and knowledge is useless without the practice, as I said earlier. So we will just practice. Don't just confuse with all the topics that you had learned previously. Just try to recall. If not, it's completely okay. You need some more practice. That's it. Okay. Work on that which you are not able to answer. Okay. Okay. So these are the format of questions that I have come across on very like previously asked questions in most of the competitive examinations. Okay. Maybe these are the formats and go through this. If you're able to answer, then you're done recalling also. Okay. So Sharon dash, what do you mean? Okay. So please explain it to her again. So this is these are the questions from tenses. Okay. So just try filling in this. Yes, guys, thanks for answering. Sharon doesn't understand what you mean. Please explain it to her again. It's a simple present tense. That's why we don't use this past form. Okay. So Sharon does not understand what you mean. What you mean is very perfectly clear that right now they are speaking. Right now, please explain it to her again. Okay. So yes, it looks confusing, but it's a simple present tense that's a conversation happening right now. So we tell that Sharon doesn't understand what you mean. Please explain it to her again. Okay, now you got it right. Good. Next, try this out. It's also from tenses. She dash movies dash any recent Hollywood movies. Okay, so this is a fact that they are sharing. As I told, if it's a routine one or it's a habitual action or it's a habit to anyone at a time, then I wake up every day at early morning 6. That's the usual things that is happening. So that's a present form. Okay, so now you can tell me what to fill in. So she is the singular, so don't use love to watch. You can eliminate that. Okay, and you can eliminate C because she is loving movies. That's wrong because um, like present continuous. You can't tell she is loving movies right now and then she's not afterwards. That's a truth. That's like a habitual action. She loves movies. She loves to watch movies. Good. She loves watching movies. Have you watched any recent Hollywood movies? Option A is correct. As you all say, option A is correct. Good. Next. By the end of this March, she in this organization for 13 years. Okay. March has not come yet. So accordingly you can predict the tense. You can eliminate these are the usual communications, right? Like by the end of this March, we will have been finished 1 year of lockdown, right? Because it's been 1 year, of course. So, what to fit in here? By the end of this March, D is wrong because she will be working in this organization for 13 years. No, because the question means that she is going to complete 13 years by the end of this March. This is the meaning of this question. Okay, she had been working for almost 12 years and 20 days and something. Okay, so only at the end of this March that 13 years will get completed. Okay, so in that case you should understand this question. Okay, by the end of this March she will have been working in this for this organization for 10 years. That's correct. Good, good, try. Next, again a tense. Tragna dash for Bangalore early and she must dash by this time. Make it simple. So I think you can answer this. By this time she must have reached here. By this time she must have completed the lesson. So we used to say this, right? So adding ing to the verbs which we are predicting is not right. Okay, so she must have done that by now. She must have reached the station by now. Okay, so this is how we talk. So Pragna left for Bangalore early and she must have reached by this time. That's correct. For fourth question, option B is correct as Madhusudan Tejaswini tried. Thanks for your all of your try, but then take through all the options. Okay, no confusions at all. You need not recall all the verb tenses and rules and all here. Okay, you just go through the options. Almost you can eliminate at least two of the options which is not fitting correct. So Pragna left for Bangalore early and she must have reached by this time. That looks correct. Okay, we have completed recalling the tenses. I hope many of you had challenges in answering. but then it's okay, fine. Like we are just giving an overview, right? No problem at all. So if you practice so many questions, like try taking up online free aptitude test and all. From now on, you'll be able to identify in which topics you're very good at and which topics you need more practice and all that. Okay, you have so many websites wherein they have conducted, they give you so many sort of questions which is asked in previous year TCS pattern, previous year's uh, Mahindra pattern, and Amazon pattern. So many are available. Okay, so you can take practice on that, and then you can identify in which you're good at and in which you're bad at. Who stole your book? Okay, so this is something which we are going to active and passive voice. Okay, so yes, so active and passive voice kind of question. Who stole your book? How will you reframe this? So what option would you choose which is perfect here? That's correct. Option A is correct. By whom your book was stolen is correct. Good, Bhargav. Good. By whom your book was stolen. That's correct. Good. Because if it is a past tense, you have to convert that into past perfect. Remember? Yeah. Good, good. Good, Pramod. Good, Danya, Aditya, Sanjay Kumar. Thank you. Let's move on to the next one. Just quick review of question. Open the window at once. It's an request, right? It's a when it's a request. So shut the door, let the door be shut. Open the window, let the door be opened. So this is how you make a request, and when how you convert this active passive. This is how you convert. Okay, so open the window at once. You don't know who is the subject here, so you can't tell the first one because you don't know who is the subject here, and the subject is more not mentioned at all in the question. So what would be the answer for this second one? Good, that's correct. Let the windows be opened by you. That's how you reframe the question here. That's correct. Good, good, good. Next. A set of this new furniture dash supplied to our office by Mewer Furniture last year. Last year, it's a past tense. So look at that and then answer. Since it's a past tense last year, you can eliminate A and D. Okay. First and fourth option, I think you can eliminate since it's a past tense. Yes, good. Third one answer is option B. Was supplied. That's correct. A set of this new furniture was supplied to our office by Mewa Furniture last year. Because a set of this new furniture is singular, a set. They're specifying only a set. A set should be followed by singular verb. Okay. So a set of this new furniture was supplied looks correct. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Next. The daily newspaper. The Rajasthan Ujala. Dash in our town even now. Even now. From this you can understand it's a present one, right? So can you use was published? No. Will be published? No. Were published? No. I have given you the answer then. The daily newspaper in our town even now. Is published even now. Good, good. Because from the keywords that you get in this sentence, now it's even now that is being published. Okay, so the newspaper is published in our town even now. That's a simple present one. Means that it is always happening. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah. The doctor had examined him. It is already in past perfect. Let me see. I think it's right. Vinay, yes, it's right. The doctor had examined him. The answer would be he has been examined by the doctor. Oops, that is has, right? So if it is past, it should be past perfect. So please consider that he had been examined by the doctor. That's correct. And all of you, Madhusudan, Chandana, Aniruddha, Bharat, thank you for answering. Yes, that's correct. He had been examined by the doctor is correct. Yes, guys, it's over, and four more questions for you. And this is from Direct Indirect, which we have seen very recently, which is last week. And will with these four questions, we'll be signing off, right? So also I have few things to tell you, and if you're ready to listen, yes. Santa said, "Why are you late? I waited for you so long." Santa said, "Why are you late? I waited for you so long." So, like, there are only three options here, and how will you convert this into indirect? Why are you late is a question, right? So it should be asked. So remember that. Instead of said to, you can use asked because it's a question. Santa asked will be a perfect match here. And then I waited for you so long. So the first option looks right, although it's confusing all the three. There are very few differences between all these three options I could see. Shanta asked why he was late. She told that she had waited for him for long. Okay, so this is how you can make a conversion from direct to indirect. Like if if at all you see a question, you just change the verb to asked when it is indirect. Okay, that is how you have like the teacher said, when is the when are your parents coming? Okay, you will go to home and you will tell them the teachers told the teachers asked when your parents are coming. This is how you will go and convey the message to your parents, right? So that the same way you just put asked as the verb when you convert to or when you report that to someone. Okay, so option A will be the correct answer here. Next, he said to the child, do not look down into the well. I said to the child, do not look down into the well. I want the child not to look down into the well. Correct, right? I want the child not to look down into the well. Option A, yes, it's correct. Because do not, you have to change to not to. That looks correct. Not to look down into the well. That's correct. And don't add the same verbs as direct speech, because while you report, you will never say said to. Okay, you will change that verb. So option A is correct. Yes, good, good. Next, last two questions. So his father ordered him to go to his room and study. It's already in reported speech. You are supposed to convert that to direct. This is easy, right? His father ordered him to go to his room and study. Second and third, the quotation words are changed completely. Go and study in your room, go and study in your room. That's completely changing from that of the question. So look at the first one. Yes, that looks correct, right? His father said, go to your room and study. That looks correct because go to his room, go to your room. That looks the perfect match, because go and study in your room, that is mismatching the question at all. So the first one looks correct. His father said, go to your room and study. Yes, that's correct. And the last one, exclamatory one. What a dirty child, said my aunt. The last question of the class. What a dirty child, said my aunt. My aunt exclaimed disgustedly that you will always have this that word when you convert this exclamatory direct speech into reported. Okay, so yes, good, Chandana. Option C is correct here. My aunt exclaimed disgustedly that the child was very dirty. What a dirty child, said my aunt. Okay, child was very dirty. That looks correct. Good, good, Bharat. Good, Danya. And I'll miss calling the names from hereafter. Yes, of course, we have never seen in person, and you guys have been close to me like within few weeks of time you had spoke to me, interacted with me, and then yeah, I can never forget this particular incident. So moving forward, I would like to tell you that always be sure of what you want to do in life, and then don't think that why this ma'am is always giving motivation, inspiration kind of speech, because this is what I missed when I was in your age. I lacked confidence. I don't speak this much good English and all. People used to laugh at my English as well. Even when I'm in the fourth final year, I don't know how to put the words, and I don't have this flow and all. Okay, only by experience, only by the practice, this has come to me. And even now I use these kind of words and all, which we should avoid when we speak to others, of course. Yes. So what we can do to avoid these errors when we speak? Yes, always you can practice. As I told, you can speak in front of mirror and the mobile that you have. You can record and see the progress how you speak. This is how everybody in the world, or like practicing only by the practice. Not everyone who have their native language is different from that of their English. They don't speak fluent English by birth. Okay, either it's all with the surrounding that we have. If we have people who don't understand our native language, we are in the situation to speak English, and then we learn by that. Okay, so it's all upon the surrounding. Suppose you might have heard people say that you cannot learn Hindi even if you pause all those 8 exams. You cannot speak in Hindi unless and until you go to Delhi or Mumbai, or some north parts of the world, and north parts of the country, and then you stay there for 1 or 2 months. You literally learn Hindi. Yes, by learning on each day basis, like what questions to ask, how to buy vegetables. So these are the ways that they practice, and they at the end they try to speak in Hindi. This is how it happens. And the same way for English too, because English is not our native language, and it's okay if we are not able to speak good English at this age. Because that's why I tell you, I was laughed at by people by the words I pronounce. Like even today, I have 2 to 3 words of mispronouncing always, always. Okay, so only by practice it comes, and then the dedication, the hard work that you have, and the passion that you have. If you want to speak good English, and if that thought is in you already, you can able to do that. Okay, so at the end of final year, I hope to see all of you successful in one field or the other. I wish all of you to get job when you go out of this college. Okay. mm, so you don't lose your confidence when you go out of the college. Yeah, so just because I came here, I finished my degree, that's all, I go home, I sit? No. So in order to fill that lower self confidence, I hope, I wish all of you should get job when you move out of the college. And that's by hard work and dedication you can really achieve it. So work for that from now on. Try preparing your resume, and try solving those online tricks and tips, which usually most of the companies follow. Okay, so remember this: if you don't know the technology or software, it's completely fine. But if you don't know to communicate others, it's not fine. Okay, so that's the only thing that you should keep in mind. Because why the reason is, if you're able to communicate well to others, they can make you learn, and they can train you for 6 to 8 months on the product, or on the software, or on the technology. They can make you learn. That's easy for them. But if you're not even able to communicate, it's very tough for them to train you. Okay, even if you're good at so many languages and technology, but if you're not able to communicate to others, then that's the problem for them. Okay, so there were developers who are not able to communicate well with others, and they were good at so good at languages, and still they struggle to communicate with others, because that's the only thing they can survive within the organization. Okay, so it's okay if you don't know the technology more, but keep updated, of course. If you want to go into the IT industry, keep yourself updated with the latest technologies and software, and C, C++, and all that. You just forget that. Get updated with your latest Java and Python skills if you want to go to IT. Otherwise, it's fine. Go through the latest technologies, latest cars and design if you are in mechanical and civil. As I told you, interior designs. Learn so much about that on the daily basis. Keep yourself updated, like half an hour or one hour a day. It looks very easy if I convey with you, and yeah, ma'am tells this and we have to follow that. It's very easy to listen and tell, but then it's hard to follow, I understand. Because even in my college, in I was told by the professor, like, take one instrument one day, and one instrument one week, and learn about that fully. So at the end of the year, you will have so much knowledge. And take one word one day, you will learn so many words. At the end of the year, you will learn 365 words a year. Yes, it looks easy, but then on a daily basis, we forget that. Yeah. So keep yourself track into something that instead of doing instead of thinking what to do next, do make it interesting your daily task. Okay, so keep your mind busy. That's the best thing you can do. Keep your mind engaged and busy into something. Read books, read newspapers, learn so much about English articles. You just keep your mobile only, read everything. But also, again, don't use so much of time into your mobile itself. Yeah, so maybe you'll be need to wear specs when you enter into the job again. Don't strain your eyes more. Take enough of rest and take enough of healthy foods at this time. Yeah, we hear a lot of cases are increasing at this time. Don't panic, and then stay healthy. Uh, like, follow the rules again. Follow all the precautions that we were told a year ago. We need not be less aware of anything. Okay, we know how far it is killing all those people in the world, and we know what are the steps to prevent ourselves. Even knowing this, and if we are not stepping out with mask and with precautionary steps, then it's our mistake, right? So yeah, take care of yourself, guys. So life is all about learning through the experience. You are okay, so don't lose your confidence at all. If you feel like losing your confidence, take your journal and write. Okay, speak to someone you wanted to speak, and keep a track of your life. And it's all okay. Don't worry about your future right now. You have time. You can still learn from the beginning. So all the very best for your career. I wish you all success in your life, and I want you to achieve greater in your life. Thank you. You will achieve your dreams. Work for it from now on. Yeah, take care, guys. Bye bye. Thank you for your time too.